Bonjour les parents et les élèves, c'est Madame Malouf. We're trying something very different, seeing that our Quebec meeting was cancelled twice and trying to reschedule it was very difficult. So with the help of Mr. Luke Callahan, we're trying something different to be online and watching me perform to you and telling you what you have to do for Quebec. So let me know how it goes. Let me start by saying that the Quebec experience is a unique one, of course, and most of you have heard about it for many reasons. Being in a different country, speaking another language, and learning to deal with money and to be immersed in another culture. The students come back very different, and I mean that in a positive way. The learning experience and the culture is just amazing. The folder will go home tonight with your kids, and in it has all the information you need to know. But please do not hesitate to call me or to email me if you have any further one. One of the paper is the Final Itinerary. Read it and see what your child will be doing during those 4 days. All students should be here in the car park at 6 a.m. on Tuesday, April 9th. And one labeled luggage. You'll get the label at home with immersion tours written on it. And one backpack for the bus with things that they need on the bus. Another page in the folder you'll see is all the travel information, which includes phone numbers of the hotel, where we are staying, the bus company we're traveling with and their phone number, the owner of Immersion Tours, Mr. Christian Berg, and the phone number, how you can reach him, cell phone and the office. There's also the packing list. What should you put in the packing? So make sure you actually look at what your children are putting. Do not let them pack on their own, but actually making sure that there are layers and layers, and always check the weather before traveling. There's also a list of all the faculty members that are going on the trip, and the list of the chaperones who will be coming, the parent chaperone. There are 49 students and 5 faculty members on the bus. Our nurse is Mrs. Rosita Musabi Kim. She's Kimia's mom, a grade 6 student, and it's wonderful to have her because I think I'll feel more comfortable having a nurse with me. So if your child needs any medication, Mrs. Musabi Kim will be administering the medication. We would like to have all the medication here at the school a week or a couple of days before the trip, so we can pack it all for her. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to send an email. There are 10 parents in a van that will not be on the bus with us, the parents. They'll be in a van following the bus to Quebec. Okay. There's also another page with all the restaurant listing, everything we're going to be eating in Quebec. So have a look at it, and I will also be asking the students if they have any needs, or if they are vegetarians or allergies. We'll make a list, and restaurants cater for all of those students. In the folder, there's also a very important page called Guidelines and Rules. We'd like you to take time with your child, please, to go through those, read them together, and then sign it and bring it back to school. There is another one, and that's a new one this year, called the Quebec, Washington, D.C. Cell Phone Policy. This is a very, very important paper as well, because nowadays with technology, cell phones, iPhones are phones, but they're also cameras, they also can videotape. So we would like to limit the usage of the cell phone. The cell phone, the whole purpose of the cell phone is to call home, to make sure that you're feeling that your child has arrived safe and sound. If they use as a camera, it's not a problem. But text messaging will not be allowed. So please read through these carefully, sign it, and bring it back to school to me. The other thing about passport, very important. I need the original passport. I don't need a photocopy. I want the original passport. I'm going to start collecting them now until the trip, before the trip, not the day of the trip. I want to make sure that we have all the documentations. I normally keep them in one folder, and they're always with me. They do not depart. They are never given to the students until we reach the border. Once we reach the border, I give them to every kid, and then they go down, and on the way up, I collect them again from them. So, but I do advise you to make a photocopy of the passport and keep a photocopy at home, and maybe another photocopy with your child in the suitcase. But the original is with me. If your child does not have a passport, A birth certificate is fine, the original birth certificate. But the boarders coming back to the United States would like a photo ID. So maybe you can organize that through CVS or Staples, or maybe at the school we can help you do a photo ID saying that this is the student's name and it's a student of BFCCPS. Passport cards are fine. They don't have to be the actual booklet. A lot of parents ask me how much money do I send my child with. We say that $150 is plenty of money for the 4 days. That should cover lunch, gifts. A lot of the students like to buy a sweatshirt for them or a few gifts. So that should be plenty. I would exchange, I encourage all the parents to exchange 100 Canadian dollars now. And normally banks would like about 4 or 5 days notice before giving you the money. So have them with 100 Canadian and then $50 American. 120 is fine. I mean, 150 should be plenty. They should be coming back with some money. And it's good for the kids to get to see the money and acquainted themselves with the actual currency. Medication, I already said that we need all the medication and doctor's order. We need the prescription, the doctor's order to our nurse here, Mrs. Ning, before the trip. The other thing, American Express card. Some parents say, can I send my kid with an American Express card or a Visa gift card? Sometimes they don't work in Canada, so I advise against that. Students, it has happened before, it has happened once where students are moved out of their room if they are misbehaving or they're too noisy. There are 4 people in the room, 4 students, and it's very important that they respect each other in the sense that they need a good night's sleep. So I really insist that once curfew, which is normally about 11 o'clock, lights out, everybody's asleep. If they can't sleep, then they have to find a way to relax. Every student will be bringing a journal where they can write down their day, what they've learned, things that to reflect upon their day. And when they come back, they do an assignment and a project where they present it to the rest of the class. We do have a security guard. It's part of the immersion tour policy, where they go around, they start about 10:30, 11 o'clock, and they introduce themselves to me, and then their job is to be there for our school, and they go around making sure that everybody is inside, nobody's out in the hallway, which they don't. They're very good. Our students are great. But if it's too noisy or there are noise, they might knock on the door, and they're not supposed to open the door. They just listen, and means that you have to be quiet. And they normally leave about 6 o'clock, and they leave a report about how quiet the rooms are. Normally, everybody's asleep. Chaperone normally go around checking the rooms. Teachers, as teachers, we go and do a final check of all the room, making sure that everybody is ready to go to bed. So Quebec is one of the safest cities, and it's nothing to worry about in that sense. The other thing that I'd like to say, we are running a little bit late with to inform about like if we're running late coming back, there is an alert system that Mrs. Alnowski will put in, and will let the parents know what time we're coming back. Normally we're due back on Friday about 9:30. It depends how long we are at the border and the traffic is like. If I have forgotten to mention anything, please feel free to email me and ask me any questions you want to know. Movies for the trip, I encourage all the students to bring the movies now, G rating or PG. If it's a PG, we're going to make sure that it's okay what kind of PG it is for the trip. The trip normally is about 8 to 9 hours. We make a couple of stops, a bathroom stop and a lunch stop on the way there. We meet here at 6 o'clock, so most of the kids maybe might not have had breakfast, so they can bring something on the bus. They can have some food as long as they don't throw anything on the bus. Drinks-wise, nothing, no milk or sweet drinks. Water is fine. And actually, talking about water, in the past, parents have been very generous and donated many cases of water, because a lot of the kids forget to drink water, and especially on the bus when we're going, it would be great to have a couple of cases of water. I do encourage every kid to bring their own bottle of water. They can refill in the room and carry it in their backpack during the day. All students are asked to bring their favorite movie to share on the bus. The bus trip is about 8.5 to 9 hours. G or PG movies. If it's a PG, we'll make sure it's a right PG, depending on what year it was issued as a PG. They'll keep up a journal to bring back, and they will be also doing that project when they come back the first week coming back. We encourage lots of students to take lots of photos, and I know every year I have a volunteer, a group of students collecting all the photos that people have taken, and we make one CD that we give as a gift to every kid of their trip to Quebec. It's something to remember for the rest of their life. And most of them says this has been a wonderful experience. Imagine 50 kids going to another country and feeling safe. What a wonderful experience. So we are very excited about it, and I will actually send a little message to all the chaperones. I would like to have breakfast with them next week. I was thinking of Tuesday morning, 7:30, but I will send an email to come here and we'll just talk about the trip, just the chaperone. That'd be great. If you have any other questions, if I haven't covered a certain point, please email me with any questions. The folders will go home tonight at home, so sit down with your child, take 30 minutes, go through the folders, sign the 2 documents, explain them to the kid, to your child, and yeah, à bientôt et merci. Au revoir.